Hi guys, today we will talk about myths and reality. So one of the benefits of myths and reality is that we all know that we are very confident in our going life that whatever we are doing is 100% correct, and after a certain point of time we come to a break-even point where we understand that we are getting into minus stage, or that is not working what we thought of. For example, we bought a treadmill for our dad or mom or a brother or for ourselves, and we started doing a lot of running and different exercises. Then later on, after 3 months time or 6 months time, you start getting knee pains. Your body is not coping up like the way you thought. After doing your basic workouts on treadmill. So what is the myth behind it is because, see, certainly if you bought a treadmill for your mom, dad, if your mom, dad is above 45, 50 years, or 60 years, the age progress, and because the age progress, their bones, minerals just gets dissolved. So the bone density reduces. So if you bought a treadmill and you're asking your mom, dad, or yourself doing a rigorous activity on that, you'll not be able to sustain the density of the bone. So here, instead of buying a treadmill, you should have bought a cycle for your mom, dad, because they can comfortably sit and do cycling, and cycling actually improves any kind of pain, problem. If you have, particularly knee, it works really well. So people who are having knee pain, if they go ahead and buy treadmill and walk, they'll certainly increase more. So the here myth is that instead of treadmill, they should bought a cycle. So like this, vis-a-vis, there are a lot of myths and reality. So I would suggest you always understand what is the basic purpose you are doing, what is that you want to do in future. So you just want to understand that you want to be helpful to your mom, dad, or your brother or your sister or your wife. Then you should be very much clear that what you are doing does not put them into a problem. So that is per se, you have to clear your myth and have a understanding about the reality. So what I would suggest you is, before buying any equipments, please be aware that whether this equipment works for certain age people, and then buy the equipment. And vis-a-vis, I want to talk about few myths about food also. So if you buy treadmill and you are doing, you're buying cycle and you're doing exercises and your knee pain does not go, and you still feel there's something wrong, what I'm talking, then I say you should understand that even food plays vital role in improving your body structure. So when I say about food, I already spoke about BMI, I already spoke about how you should eat and what is the quantity you should eat, how many times you should eat. So apart from that, if you're doing exercise, and the most important factor here is that you should take a pre-workout protein and pre-workout protein before your workout. So what this does is basically we are under a myth that we are eating very good healthy food every 4 hours, but what is the portion of fat, carbs, and protein. And fat, we know what is the portion of calories to our height to weight ratio. Everything is perfect, but when you don't drink pre-workout or post-workout, meaning whatever you're eating also will not give you proper result, because while you're doing any kind of exercise, your body is under formula of triggering fat into a muscle. So that actually fat is starting to push itself to convert into a muscle. Your muscle starts to contract. It starts to enlarge itself, and when it enlarges, there has to be some substitute that can actually give the weight to that muscle, and that will actually form a good fat that will turn to a muscle, and it will sustain for long, and the process of you doing exercises will be successful. So in spite of you following a good diet, if you don't take a pre-workout, post-workout, I don't think it will work out. But people who think it's a little expensive, they can simply buy a whey protein, and I would suggest you take a egg before workout and after workout, and people who are vegetarian, I would suggest you take a apple. Many fruit has got footrest. Apple only has very different character, so you can do that. And otherwise not, make sure you soak some lentils overnight, and you can eat them before you start. Once you get up in the early morning, and you can start doing some basic exercises. So don't do any exercises with empty stomach. Yeah, it actually works very well with empty stomach, but for that you have to complete your beginners level and moderate level. Then you can do a athlete level training. So this is one more myth. And also I want to talk about for younger guys, I see a lot of people come with problem about their brother, their sisters and their wife. I would certainly like to tell you, first of all thing is that you have to understand the concept of difference between teacher, coach and in life. So if you think, if you hire a trainer and if you can give your brother or your wife a proper training, that again depends upon the person to person. So I would suggest you find a good teacher who can make you understand what important things or important tips that they should follow to overcome the problem. First and foremost thing, if they don't have energy to stand for 4 to 5 hours, they don't have energy to sit for 8 to 9 hours, I don't think, if you put them into a serious workouts, they will suffer more drastic pains, and it will go to a medical condition. So I would always suggest you to understand and give them proper teaching. As a good teacher, give them a proper food, 4 hours food, how much fat, how much carbs, how much protein they should have. Explain the basics first well. So until unless your fundamentals are not correct, I don't think you can ever make it. And there are some exercises which will make you very, very strong. Believe it or not, I've been also telling you, Arnold Schwarzenegger cannot become Bolt, and Bolt cannot become Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is, if you are doing some gym exercises, you are born to get muscles. So you have to have a dedicated time to do that. And most importantly, you cannot think that if you join your brother, wife or mom, dad into a gym, they can build muscle like that. They have to understand the basic concepts well. They have to eat well. They have to follow their protocols well. So you should encourage them to have a healthy sleeping. You should encourage them to go out for a simple walk. So you should encourage them to do morning breathing exercises, and you should be a very good teacher to your brothers so that they can understand and have a faith on you. And don't get into more concern and try to buy anything which is not related to their health conditions. Don't just jump into conclusions. And this is what I always believe. There's a difference between myth and reality. So again, if you think by doing a lot of gym activity you can sit for long hours and do your workout, I don't think so. It is compulsory. Just doing a simple 5 minutes workout, which I always show it in home and gym workout, you can do that for 5 minutes. If you do 2 clips, that is 5, 10 minutes, then I am rest assured you will be doing a very good job in your day-to-day activity. And most importantly, remember to do at least 3 times in a week lower exercises. That is very simple exercise which I showed you. You don't have to do 5 to 6 variations. You can do simple 3 variations, and see that in a month's time or 2 months time, after doing those workouts, your legs doesn't pain. That means it has done its complete process of building proper muscle. And once you don't get pain, you simply do your workout, low workouts, I don't think it is going to do any kind of a help. Right? So try to cope up more on doing lower workouts if you are a working professional trying to sit for long hours. This is also one myth that just doing gym they will get fit. Alright? And any questions, do ask me in comment box. I'll be happy to help you. Alright, take care. Bye.